Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. So I'm gonna wait till the 2 minute mark. That way if you watch the replay or whatnot, you don't have to sit and wait, and wait till I start getting into this live stream. So the 2 minute mark is when we would start. So if you're watching a replay, go ahead and move to the 2 minute mark, okay? And I'm just gonna go over something to myself for that time to give people time to come in. 2 minute mark, we're getting started. All right, 2 minute mark. Okay, so y'all see the title. We have talked about this so many times, numerous of times on the channel over the last couple years. We have done so many grid down situations, and it's serious. Okay, it's serious. Um, a lot of people don't really understand what grid down means. When you're talking about grid down, you're talking about, if just that the grid go down, there is no power, there is no electricity, there is nothing. It's pretty much like a blackout. Oh, it's pretty much a blackout, okay? And so, I heard some people say, oh, well, I just make sure I have flashlights and, candles and all this. It's more than that. You got to think about when you're talking about the grid is down, it affects so much more than just um, the lights and food and, things like that. So when the grid goes down, some places, I don't even know if transformers and things would be able to work. But if the grid go down, it interferes with transportation, your transportation, of course, food and items being brought in and out. Because you got to think about how much power is actually being used. And these facilities, these warehouses and stuff, they need power. Okay, it won't be nothing that you can do. You cannot have hot water in your home. You won't have any power unless you have the sources, some power sources or something that or your house is running off solar. That's a good thing. But a lot of people don't have that. You got to look at a lot of the stores and stuff. Food and stuff gonna spoil. They ain't gonna be able to keep that stuff at the correct temperature if there is no power. Even running off and backup generators, which I need to research that, because that's a good question. If that will even be able, but I doubt it. I doubt it, because I think it still is going to run. Well, that's what it's for, though. If the power go out, they use their generator. So yeah, they may be able to use that, but for only so long. Do you know how long it would take if the grid goes down and a blackout, is happening? How long it would take to fix and get power back up and running? It would take days, maybe even months in some areas to get that back going. Like I said, no food coming in and out. You got to look at the way parts and stuff for transportation is made. It needs power. The way food is processed, those facilities need power. What else? To even go to the gas station and get, be able to get gas and stuff, it needs power. Power is just one of the most important things when it comes to a functioning world, being able to function on earth. But you can help yourself in that situation if you have power sources, if you stock up on food, stock up on water, because those things, yes, the grid is down, there is no power, those things are gonna go crazy. Okay, having matches and stuff so you can be able to start a fire outside if you're able to, and have hot water and things like that, all those things is a must. So when you talking about grid down, you need to understand that it's more than just the lights. It affects way more than just having no lights, having no power. Everything is going to go down. Everything, food source, all. So I did a little bit of research. I printed off something that I'm going to read to y'all some information about when you search will the grid go down in 2025. And then this is going to make you understand why it's important to prepare now, like stock up on food and water now. Because I've said this before, it's almost like you're gambling with your well-being. And the reason why I say that, like gambling, they say what? It's a 50-50 chance. Depending on what it, like the Powerball. This percentage went down because so many people was panic. Recently it's up to what, $1 billion or something like that. All the people that was playing it, the chances of winning went, even lower or whatnot, because so many people had the option of winning. Well, when I think about, excuse me, all my allergies. When I think about grid down and prepping and being prepared, that's the same thing in a sense. There's a 50-50 chance that something could happen and something could not happen. So that's where I say it's a gamble, because it's like, okay, am I going to just say, well, it ain't happened after all these years, it won't be happening? No, because there's a first time for everything. Okay, there's a lot of things that's gonna happen now in the world that a lot of people said would never happen. Oh, we are America, it would never happen, and it has happened. There's things going on now that you've never seen that is happening, that people is just so in awe about. Like, and it's like, you should never, nothing in this world should never surprise you at this point. It shouldn't. It should not be a surprise. Okay, so let's get into what they say about if the grid goes down. So this is just a couple things that I pulled from the internet. Okay, it say, while there's no guarantee of a total widespread grid failure in 2025, the risk of increased power outages is significant. Okay, due to rising electricity demand from factors like data centers and extreme weather, combined with aging infrastructure. Our infrastructure system, y'all, is old, okay? And challenges in adding new power sources. Reports from the Department of Energy and Industry experts highlight these increasing strains, suggesting more frequent and prolonged outages, particularly in high demand periods. All right? So, rising factors, okay? The demand for electricity is surging from sources like AI driven data centers. AI, okay? And increased electrification outpacing the grid's current capacity, okay? Aging infrastructures. The existing power grid relies on aging infrastructure that struggles to keep up with current demand and is not prepared for future strains. So let's talk about that. The AI stuff and all this new stuff that's coming out. Okay, the ability to do this, and we're staying with the AI type stuff. All the new stuff is coming out that's more powerful. A lot of people is jumping on it. So now, a lot of things is being used for power or used towards our infrastructure system. But the infrastructure system is not being repaired. That's pretty much what it's saying, okay? It's the infrastructure is already struggling to keep up with, every day with the current stuff. But then they're adding all this new high powered stuff. I mean, it's if you ask me, it's only a matter of time. Who knows how long it will last up? It will last up. How long it will last? You don't know. So that's what I talk about, that you kind of have that 50-50 when you're talking about being prepared. All right. Retirement of base overload. I be adding stuff. Retirement of base load power, okay? The retirement of traditional power sources such as coal and natural gas without sufficient replacement firm power capacity is leading to a growing mismatch between supply and demand. All right? Extreme weather. Heat waves are a particular concern as they spike air conditioning use, placing immense stress on the grid during peak demand. Now think about that. Think about how hot it has been in multiple areas, okay? We run our AC. Everybody on the block running their AC, okay? I know this year our AC couldn't even keep up with it. We had to call, I think, 2 different times the rental company to have somebody to come out and look at the unit on the outside. And it just could not keep up with that heat. Remember I told you how the garden was this season. It could not thrive in that heat. It was some old different type of heat, okay? Could not thrive. But look at how much of an overload. Even with our energy bill, the energy company raised. I mean, a lot of people in my neighborhood has been complaining over how much it went up. Knowing that we have to use our AC, it's just too hot. Ask me, that was another way to get extra money, okay? But so many people got their AC running. I mean, and not to mention, there's people that going through things. I'm gonna say this: people that's going through like things like menopause. They got some of everything running in the house. AC, fans, all that. But think about how many throughout the world is running extra for just reasons like that. And then you add on top the normal amount because it's so hot. And when you put all that together, you put all of our power sources at different stores and stuff. You put a lot of these electric vehicles that's being charged, okay? A lot of the electric stuff. So that was one of the things that one of the articles I read was talking about. There's a lot of electric cars, a lot of electric this, a lot of electric that. That stuff is getting plugged in to charge, and it's taking a lot of power when it's done. So you got this world is just constantly moving and upgrading and all this, and everything seems like it has to have a power source. But the infrastructure is already struggling to keep up, and it's so old. What do you expect eventually? Okay? Then it talks about cybersecurity threats. While not a primary focus of recent 2025 reports, the potential for devastating cyber attacks remains a long-term concern for grid, similar to the 2015 Ukraine attack, according to Wired. Okay, that's what it says. Now, I have been mentioning in some of the vlogs about the internet everywhere. The phones acting crazy. My kids, when they go in their classes, the teacher is, somehow, restart your computers right now. It's going black on them. Then you go in places like you may be going to pay a bill, handle business, the system's down, I think the other night we went to 2 different stores, their systems was down. And then we went to some more restaurant. We were doing gig work. So we were picking up deliveries. And it was, they don't have no meat. They don't have this, or this is that. And I'm like, something ain't right. And then I hear other people talking about how I even know it myself, trying to do some live streams and stuff for the past at least 2 weeks. Everything just been down. And I thought it was me. I thought it was the internet here or something, but we had got that fixed or whatnot. Got new modem and everything about a couple of months ago. And it wasn't that. It was everybody's stuff going down. So they're not going to tell you because they don't want to cause panic. Okay? If something were to be going on like that, trust and believe. I feel like when it's down to you cannot hide it no more, that's when you're going to know. And it's always said not to cause panic. But people need to be prepared. So, last minute, a lot of people find out what's going on. Everybody is going to run. Everybody's going to run, trying to get this, trying to get that, all this stuff. And it's just not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. And you're not going to be told. So, when you sum everything up when it comes to the grid down situation, there is a 50-50 chance. You don't know. If you want to gamble with your life and don't have the things that you need for you and your family, and something like that were to happen, then that's a risk, that's a gamble that you're taking. Because in life, we don't know what will happen from the 1 minute to the next, 1 second to the next. We don't know. We do not know. That's why the word prepare, that's why the word prepare is so important. Preparing, sometimes you can prepare for something. If you know you got an upcoming event, you will prepare for that, right? Because you know you got this coming. But why not prepare for the things that you see maybe can happen, but you're not sure of? Because those are the things that's gonna keep you unprepared. Those are the events that's gonna have the biggest, because you prepare so you can be ready, right? You have that event coming, you're gonna prepare so you can be ready, so you can, have everything where it needs to be in order, set up and all that. You're gonna prepare. You get ready to get married or something, you're gonna prepare for your wedding. If you choosing to have a wedding, you got whatever the event is, you're gonna be prepared because you want to be prepared. You don't want to be at the last minute trying to figure it out. So why do you want to be at the last minute figuring it out if something like that will happen? Because you have no control. There's other people have the control. They have the control when they're going to tell you. They have the control when they're going to give you something to eat, when they're going to send resources to try to help you. So not only is it a 50-50 chance on if the grid will go down or not, it's also not even really a 50-50 chance. It's kind of like written that now you are completely vulnerable. You're completely, if you ain't preparing, gonna be relying on on other people. When I say man, I'm saying it in general, on other people. You're gonna be relying on the people that already got places set up that has food, water, power, and all that type of stuff. Okay? You're going to be relying on them to help you on their time. And it's going to be, well, we're trying to work it. We're trying to do this. We're trying to get resources. We're trying to set up. We're trying to do this. You know how many people they're going to be trying to do that for? So why not take note, pay attention to what's going on, and try to prepare in some kind of way. At this point, I'm just going to say it's not that hard. And And I say that because a lot of people that watch these videos, myself and other content creators that are preppers, has been saying it for a long time. Okay? For a long time. Now you should know where the best places is in your area to get food, water, and supplies. Okay? You should know this by now. Now, we have talked about places like Dollar Tree. Look how Dollar Tree prices is not $1, okay? Not even $1.25. Even more. I have not seen it in my Dollar Tree that a lot of like the food and stuff is, is mainly how I'm talking about, like the dry beans and stuff. I think it's still like $1.25. I'm in high gear myself, and that's me. And that's where you have to understand, everybody, we all have a choice. Okay? We all have this choice to prepare or not. If you don't prepare, and this is the thing, don't look at it as us preppers saying prepare this, that, and the other, or I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie. There are some people that they don't prep. It's more of a job for them to get on and say, hey, prep, this, that, and the other. They never show you them prepping. And I get it. Some people catch on to it. I catch on to a lot of stuff. There are some people that will tell you to prepare, but they won't never show you them doing it. Could that be that they don't want to show you because they think they will become a target? Or could it be it's only for a paycheck on these platforms? It's both for a lot of people. That's why I'm a person that I am more visual. I like to see, hands-on, rather than just listen to it come out of a person's mouth or read it on the internet. I like to see hands-on, and that's just how I am. And that's why I show you me stocking up, us doing different things, because you get to see that, hey, MGL ain't just on here bull crapping us, telling us to do this, and then she get off and she does. No, I'm showing you. And I say that to say I'm finna kick it in high gear. Now let me do something, because even over on TikTok, even on this platform, I've had this where people say, stop showing your preps. And I've explained this a couple times. You got two different types of people that'll show you, that'll tell you that. You have the people, because I've had some people that's preppers, tell me stop showing your preps. And then you go over and they're not showing theirs, but they used to, okay? So, but those videos are still up that they used to. I've said this several times. I don't care about showing my preps. I'm not going to show you my security. I'm not going to show you that. That just would be stupid of me to show you our security for you to go get something maybe bigger, better, or whatever the case may be. So you will know exactly what type of such and such may be sent out if someone comes to do harm. Okay? I'm not going to show you that. I'm not crazy now. I'm not going to show you that. But food, water, and stuff, anytime you have a prepping channel and you are telling people to stock up, whether you show that to individuals, whether you show your food, your water, your supplies to individuals or not, you have just became a target. So miss me with I've had people call me stupid for showing my preps. I show my food and water so you can see I'm not bull crapping you. I'm not telling you to go prep just to have something to say on this platform. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you because I honestly and truly believe you're going to need it. I'm telling you because I come from a household of a prepper. My granny was a prepper. They weren't calling it preppers, I don't think, when I was growing up, because she called the bug, what we call bug-out bag this day and time, she called a getaway bag. So I come from that. She had me from 4-week-old baby. So as I grew up, toddler stage and all that, this is what I knew. This is what I saw. I saw bug out bags. I saw this. I saw that. As I got older, she, taught me have this, have this, have this. Once I started having kids, then it got even more advanced where she knew I already knew, but she stayed on me. Stayed on me. Stayed on me. So I'm telling you from my experiences and my background. Now I'm not knocking nobody. But some of you know you do it, okay? And all of you know you do it. And I don't think it's right, you know. I feel like, as they say, practice what you preach, okay? So please understand, if you don't show your preps, you're still a target, because out of your mouth, you told people to stock up. And the number one thing people is going to say, well, John Doe, he didn't ever show what he had, but he was on there telling everybody to stock up. Let's go take a ride over and see what he got. We're going to take all his stuff. Whether you got it or not, you're still a target. So it does not make sense to tell someone don't show their prep. The only way I figured that you would, some people may be genuine. I'm going to give the benefit of some people may be genuine. But a lot of people, especially on this platform, it's all about making money, okay? Doing what they got to do to make money. Not everybody. Not everybody. Don't get me wrong. Not everybody. But those are the ones that comes up under other accounts, and some of them under their accounts. I've had people under their account because they're looking for exposure in your comment section. And they tell you, oh, you're stupid for showing your preps. No. The only way to really get people to see that you're not bullcrapping them is to show you're doing it. You're practicing what you preach, okay? I could get up here and not show you anything, but do what I'm doing right now. I'm a target if something were to happen. Because if any of my neighbors see this on public social media and then see me leave home, oh, that's Mississippi girl. She stayed right across the street from me, because I've had it happen, okay? Oh, she stayed right across the street from me. I could never show you what I have prepping wise, but the fact that I'm up here talking about it and something happened, and they want to come and say, oh, well, she always talking about this and always talking about that. Let's go see what she got. I don't have to show you. I don't. So I feel like that's kind of an excuse to stop you from doing things the way you do it. Because, like I always tell you, people want you to do exactly what they do so both of you can be in the same boat. Okay? So both of you. And so you have the ones that knowing they're not stocking up, but they're telling you to. And they don't want nobody else to show actually it being done because they're not doing it. They really don't care about your well-being, because it's common sense that you're still a target if you're a prepper, especially on social media. Show it or not. And that's the way I look. I know that's the way I would think. If I was that type of person, I would think, like, okay, all right. Well, I know who always talking about prepare and ain't never show, but I know who. So that's what we kind of have to kind of understand, if information is coming to you genuinely, or if it's coming to you to stop you so you could be in the same, realm or whatever as that individual. So that's why I do not pay attention to those comments. Everybody do things their way. Now, like I said, and I've said this so many times, you come to my house thinking you're going to take my preps. You're going to take anything out of here or harm my family. Have that talk with Jesus on which direction you finna go before you come to my house. Go ahead and have that talk with Jesus, okay? Have that talk, okay? And that's all I'm gonna say. I will not show my security. I will not show what we prep. I will not do that at all. We picked up something a couple of months, because you have to have certain things have to go to a store. It can't come directly to your house. And for me, the individual at the store was being too much, trying to figure out why you got this, where this, that, that's not your business. Because see, we have done business at this particular store, so you have my address. You have my address and stuff in the system. I don't trust you like that. Look, this was shipped here for us to come pick up. I don't have to go in details with you on what it's for, why it's for, why you got something like this. I don't have to go in details with you. That's not your business. It's some things I will not tell. But this individual thought they had a stupid one that because we done business there, and all this, that we're gonna just know. We needed this shift. Don't worry about it's legal. It's done the right way. Don't worry about why. Okay. So those are the things I'm looking like you can pull us up in the system and have that address. So I'm not gonna give you too much information on why it's this. It's legal. It came here. We came to pick it up. It's paid for. It's good. Go. We on our way. Some things I don't care how much you know a person or interact with a person. There are certain things that just do not, because people can switch up like they change drawers. Okay. If they changing the drawers every day, people can switch up just that quick. And I've had people to do that on me. So certain things will not be seen or showed. Okay? That's another gamble. If you think you're going to go to somebody's house who is a prepper and take their stuff because you did not prepare. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Ain't nobody gonna let you truly do that. Okay? Nobody. I don't nobody's gonna just let you do that without putting up a good fight. Okay? So, food, water, supplies, heck yeah, I'm gonna continue to show you. Because you need to see that I'm spending my hard-earned money on this stuff. I'm not spending it on Gucci bags. I'm not spending it on J's. I used to love me some J's, boy. And some Timberlands. Okay, but I'm not doing that now. I'm not spending it on all this other crazy stuff. I'm spending it on food and water. Now you choose and pick which battle you want to go. Do you want to look at the important thing that, hey, I don't want you. We'll have to rely on somebody. God, number one. But we'll have to rely on, it's going to be some things we not going to have everything, that we need. We may have to barter. You gotta think about bartering too. The grid go down and you have nothing to barter with nobody. You have like literally nothing. You have to think about other reasons why you should prep and stock up. Bartering would be great. Great. Okay? I'm going to tell y'all one of the things that we stock up with. And if you're not 21 years or older, all right, don't do this. That's my little disclaimer, okay? Because people be tricked. One thing that is a good thing to barter is alcohol. Not rubbing alcohol. Liquor. Your whiskey, your browns, your whites. You can go to the ABC store and get all the ones for 99 cents. You don't have to drink them. Okay? Let me see. It's been a few months since I've had hard liquor. And I only tried it to see how my body would do since I don't have a gallbladder now. And then with the iron deficiency, I don't want to push it because you're already trying to build your iron and stuff like that. I didn't like how it made me feel now. Back in the day, my whiskey, I didn't like nothing fruity. Straight hard, whiskey. That's what I like. Crown Royal, leave the fruity stuff and the sweet stuff out of it. I'm good. But now, at 38, I don't want that. But it can be used in so many different ways, and you can barter with it. And while some of the ones at the store is still 99 cents, that made me think about 99 bananas. Now, I did like that. But anyway, 99 cents. There is one that I know I have to go there and get, okay? And I never tasted. We was at a get together on base, and they had this Oronde was like, try it, try it, try it. And one of his buddies was like, don't do that. Do not. And I'm like, I was getting ready to try it straight. And his buddy was like, no, no, don't do that. And I'm like, why? Oronde was drinking this straight, y'all. It was, I think is it 151, something like that. It's very strong. When I found out what it was, I did not tell you. I'm like, no, you can sit there and drink that stuff straight. And they was telling me, because I'm like, is it strong? I had something, the Three Wise Men or something, like, is it stronger than that? They like, it's stronger than that. So that one right there is probably one that I have to ask him. Tell Oronde to come here. He'll know which one it is. The stronger, the better, because you can use it for cleaning and stuff. But the ones to barter will probably be the 99-cent ones, okay? So that is something to have in your preps, because there's a lot of people that's preppers and stuff, but they're not gonna turn down no alcohol. They're not. Oronde, what's the alcohol that you were trying to get me to drink when we was at them house on base, but you was drinking it straight and I didn't do it? They said it was very strong. It's 151. Okay, so that's the name of it. Because I was telling them that would be something good to have in your preps because it's strong.
151, and then forgive the name, but it's called Devil Springs. It's
151.
Like 160 proof vodka.
His stomach is like, I don't even know. I don't even know. He said Devil Spring. Devil Springs.
Yeah, it's like 160 proof vodka.
160 proof vodka. Okay. And the other one, 151. 151. Now we don't drink alcohol, hard, that type of stuff no more, okay? But that will be something that I'm going to get to put in my preps. Those two, Devil Spring and 151, okay? And then a lot of the small 99-cent ones. Like I said, it's been a couple of months since I know I went this year, so I knew they still had, because I had got some of the, I think, New Amsterdam's was 99 cents, and I think the Smirnoff vodka was 99 cents. I just wanted something to put in, like a cranberry juice or something, to see how I would take. And I don't like it because I get what the tolerance without the gallbladder is like, just a little bit is enough for me now. And so I don't even deal with that. I don't even deal with that now. But those are things you have to think outside the box. You have to make sure, if you decide to do it, make sure you put that stuff up where kids and cannot get a hold to it, okay? Make sure you put it up, okay? I want to say that. But these are things that we all need to be looking into, okay? These wars and things that's coming up every day with these other countries, and y'all know what I'm talking about. It takes one good time for somebody to get in our systems. You've heard people say that well, there's been cases, not recently, I don't think, but you've heard what people say, there was hackers trying to get into the water supply. There was hackers trying to get into this. With all this stuff going on, there's countries that's mad. Okay? And I keep saying to myself, how long do you actually think these people is just going to not try anything? They have tried stuff. Not try anything. Then, like we talk about, our infrastructure system when it comes to, the grid. So many things we should, that can come together and mix in the pot and make a good old soup that tells you need to prepare on all levels. All levels. You need to prepare on all levels. And the number one thing is, I can't make you do it. Nobody can make you do it. You have to want to do it. But just remember, if you don't, that's a gamble, that's a risk. I'm going to say that's a risk that you take for yourself and your loved ones, your household, not having what they need. Because you see, our day to day is changing every single day. Okay? Every single day. Every single day. And the ones that's making certain things, changing certain things for their own personal reason and benefits, those are the ones that's going to have everything they need. Because right now, as we speak, if something were to happen, they're going to go to different locations that already have every single thing they need to live. Okay? For those of you that gets biblical in the comment sections, I've said this several times. Do not take one scripture or two scriptures and come in the comment sections of preppers and don't have all the scriptures. Because there's this thing called, when you study one scripture, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to study this scripture, that scripture, that's going to come all together. And they ain't going to be back to back. So sometimes you can hear people say things, you can hear people quote scriptures, and people run with that. They don't do research. There are so many different accounts and so many different books in the Bible that talks about being prepared. They give you so many different, there are so many different examples of different things when it comes to being prepared. You have so many different religions. Even what my faith is, we get information on being prepared, what to have in a bug out bag. So I'm pretty sure other religions, okay, get the same thing. But some people not even aware of that. They have just probably Googled a scripture about this, and they take one or two scriptures and think they know the whole Bible and ain't did no research with that. But let me tell you something, with the Bible, you have to research. You have to research. You have to literally research like you in college or something. Because you're going to have different accounts that and things happen at this time that at the end it open up. One thing, I'm going to say one example that people love, the pork situation. Well, we know one part where it talks about, the uncleanness, but God opened that up for us to be able to eat pork later on. See, they missed the open up part. And they just ran with this part. But with prepping, there are so many different situations that things happen. If you consider yourself to be a Christian and you are well enough to throw scriptures and stuff out, then why? I'm talking about the ones that comes in the comment section of us preppers saying just pray. Why don't you know the different accounts, okay, that God have warned people about being prepared in the accounts, okay? Why are we not talking about what God says is going to happen in the last days? Why we're not talking about that? And then if you find out what God say going to happen in the last days, then you know he said it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Whether it's a year from now, some months from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, whatever the case may be. It's going to happen. That's something you know. It's going to happen. Now, then you got to do your research on, to a certain extent, what did he tell you to do that's going to help you out while it's happening? See, they don't research and look at all that. It's Moses. Some people, I'm going to be honest, some people go to their place of worship on Sundays, listen to the pastor or the preacher or whatever, quote the scriptures, explain it in his own way, and then they run with it. They don't go home and follow through on the scriptures and do their research and study. And they don't do that. It's I'm going to listen to what he says. I ain't going to follow through. I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to tell everybody for decades and decades and generations. And they never got the understanding of the full effect of the whole thing. And that's some of the things I see in my comment sections and other comment section of preppers. You have to, like I always say, God not going to tap you on your shoulder and tell you that you need to prepare. You have to look at the different accounts. You have to look at everything to understand that us preppers is not doing it because we don't believe in God or we try to, no, because at a certain time we call it, I don't know what other people call it, but we call it the Great Tribulation. It's gonna come to a point to where all of our preps and stuff, they're not gonna do nothing for us because we have to go through those things. But right now we supposed to be doing whatever we can and paying attention to what's going on. Paying attention to your Bible. I love 2 Timothy 3:1-5. And I quote that a lot for years. One of my greatest favorite scriptures. It tells you how people will be. How the last days will be critical times, hard to deal with. How people will be lovers of money. Hence, we see it just on this platform. They come on, they will step on your toes, talk about people, get you to do stuff that they're not even doing for the love of money. Read 2 Timothy 3:1-5. So when you read that and it tells you how people will be in the last days, why do you want to depend on them to supply you with things you need? Why would you want to go to your neighbor who probably you already knew never liked you? You done had falling outs and all that. Why would you want to go to them and ask them for help? Because you didn't do something simple. Simple as get you some dry beans and get you some rice. Get you some water. Then it could be the scenario. It can be people you know. Y'all could be friends. It could be your neighbor, best of friends. But when it get down to the nitty gritty, it's going to go into every man for themselves. All that friendship for a lot of people, not everybody, but all that friendship for a lot of people, that's out the window. They'll show you then, but by then it's probably too late. They'll show you then that you, and then let me tell you, you will have people that you are friends with. Oh, y'all buddy, bosom buddies. You are this, that, and the other. And you got some that'll be prepping like crazy and never tell you what they doing. And by the time you find out, it's too late. And, well, I thought it was something you knew. I didn't think I had to tell you to prepare. They weren't going to tell you what was in their house. They weren't going to tell you that they was preparing because they did not want you. Because some people think about one-upping other people. They was doing something that they thought that, they were supposed to be doing, and they didn't want you to know. You got all type of people. And that's why 2 Timothy 3:1-5 tells you. That's why nothing surprises me with people anymore. That's why I now stay solo dolo. Literally. Because people will show you. Signs will be there. And sometimes you overlook it. But people will show you. And the Bible is fulfilling itself every single day. Every single day. So, the way I think, I'm OCD, I be overthinking this, that, and the other. I'm certified. Been medicated ever since a child for OCD. So it ain't me saying, oh, I'm OCD. Some people say it just to say it. No, I've been under doctor's care. It's a different advancedness. It's one I can't control because of my brain cells. I'm that type of OCD. It's just not just taking this off the shelf, getting a second, doing it. No, it's the whole thing. So I've shared that with y'all. No shame. It is what it is. No shame. Okay. I would say this. Dang, I forgot what I was finna say because I got off. It was something with OCD. Let me see. Hold on. It's gonna come back. Golly, it just went blank. I was talking about. I don't even know. But anyway, I was talking about how people would do you. How people will, you know, they can be prepping and stocking up and all this type of stuff and not let you know anything. Not let you know anything. So why would you want to have to put your trust and depend on people not knowing how they may treat you, not knowing, if there's a lot of movies that talks and shows a lot of truth. What happens when people are in situations when a person is hungry and thirsty? It's a bad thing because they're the body goes into pretty much save and protect, survive mode. Okay, people become lethargic. People just, they see things, they that, all this, and people get violent. People get, all of their mind is, I gotta survive. People that, like I say, you done known for years may turn on you, all because they need this, they need that. So I'm not telling you you got best friends and stuff like that. I'm not saying, oh, they will do this to you. But I'm saying is, you don't know. You don't know. If it turns into an all men for themselves, then it's just that. It's literally just that. And I'd rather, for the time being, that chaos is going on out there, I'd rather have my family and my house, and the only job that I have to worry about is keeping you from in here. That's it. Keeping you from in here. If you coming with the and I'm gonna say this. Y'all know how people get when they want to be in control. Don't have people, I don't care if it's friends or family, don't have the wrong people come into your house, especially in an emergency situation. Because sometimes Pookie and Peanut may change and want to take control of the whole house and want to be, I'm going to say this. You got 5 people in a house, and something happened, and you get a couple of your family members over, and like everybody, we gonna try to make do. 9 times out of 10, there's always one that want to start crap. It's always one that want to start something. It's always one that's halfway jealous. It's always one that want to be over everything. You may get held hostage in your own house with your own prep, so be careful who you let in. It just is what it is. It is what it is. People change in emergency situation. This is not to scare nobody. They do it now, and it ain't even an emergency situation. Be careful. That's on a day. I don't let people in my house. I don't let people bring me nothing, give me nothing. I had let my guard down, and I learned. So I'm back to what my teachings was. I don't let people in my house. I don't let people at my door. I don't let people get close to me. Don't touch me. Don't do none of that at all. Because I know where I'm from. And I know what I know. I don't do that at all. You will not send me anything personally. You won't do it. So in an emergency situation, I know daggone well I'm going to be very careful if I let anyone in my space. I don't do it. I don't do it. And to prove it, I used to do, growing up, we used to do rummage sales, garage sales. As I got older, I wanted to do the same thing, but I stopped because times changed. I don't want to go to a garage sale and pick up something and it's like, oh, this is cute. It look antique and something. Bring it up in your house. You'll find out later. It's got to go. So that just show you how serious I am about being around individuals. And some people be like, oh, you got it. I let my guard down a couple years ago. And I learned. A couple years ago, I opened that door. And I learned. No, girl, go back to closing that door. Put that shield back up. No. You don't need to be friends with people. You don't need to be friends with people. I learned. Okay? I learned. I don't need no friends. I don't need no friends. And that's not being rude or wrong. You don't know what a person's agenda is. And they don't have to be near you. They don't have to be near you to have an agenda. They can literally play mind games with you. They can literally try to send you something and be playing mind games with you. You don't know. So that's what I mean when I say I'm solo dolo. I've always been that way. I let my guard down, try to be friends with this, that, and the other. And no. So I am fine with not being out there running the streets and doing this, that, and the other. They can put bugs, devices, and look, it can get deeper than that. I ain't gonna go all into it, but people playing other stuff that's ungodly. It can be deeper than bugs and all that. I don't want things in my house from other people or in my presence. None of that. I pray and try to serve God because that's the shield from a lot of stuff that people do. So, no. I am fine with being. If people will go about their life not liking you for decades, years and years and years, and then all of a sudden just say, this the chance for me. And that's one thing that I've had happen to me in my life. People that I have thought my friend changed on me real quick. They was never my friend. They was getting close to me to learn me, to know me, and then to change up on me because they came with a motive. That just is what it is. So I've had this done, several times. And it's just to the point now where, it's just like, you have that come to God moment, that come to Jesus moment, you pray, you realize you really don't need to have friends. And I had went years without socializing. And it was fine because I never wanted to get close to people because I've just always been one, even from school. People bullied me, but I wasn't the one to take a bully. I fought. Okay, I wasn't going to sit there and let you bully me. So they bullied, but I responded. Okay, I wasn't one that just going to let you bully me and we not going to, no, this ain't finna happen. But every year, I got bullied. For just bullied, So I've dealt with this since small, I've had people don't even know me. Look at me, I don't like her. Okay, fine. Just keep your distance. Don't come over here with no BS and you'll be fine, okay? You ain't gotta like me. You know, whatever your reason is, that's fine. But that just show you how people are. But I'm just that type that I want that you try to bully, but I'm not gonna bag down. I'm not gonna let you run over me. I'm not gonna be passive and no, no, no. So you got people that bully people and they take it. I'm not one to take it. Okay. So, but it still remain the same. People will bully you, or you've been one that people likes to bully for whatever reason is, whatever reason, you know. They take your kindness for weakness. You know, you may have an innocent looking face. Oh, that's somebody that ain't gonna say nothing. And then when you do say something, or they didn't think they was gonna get the response they got, now you the problem. Oh, no, 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 I was just playing. I was just playing. I didn't mean no harm. No, you said it the way you said it, and now we finna address it, okay? And that's just the way it's been all my life. So you let your guard down. I let my guard down. And within a couple years, I realized, oh, wait, same situation. You know, so people will get close to you. That don't mean their motive is good. So I, for one, with that mentality, I, for one, know that I need to prepare. Because I may barter with somebody in an emergency situation, but I don't want to have to barter food or medicine. I don't want to have to get food or medicine from nobody. 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 Food or medicine from nobody. I don't want to eat nothing. Nothing. Drink nothing from nobody. So, have to stock up as much as possible. Okay? And that's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at. It's sad that this is the way of the world. People are evil. People do not care about other people. And not everybody. But there's a lot in this world that do not care about other people. One thing I did not know, and I had a couple of you guys tell me in the comments. In certain areas, your skin tone, we talking about black on black. But if someone is a lighter skin tone, and y'all both are still African American, people don't like you for that. I had to learn that. I said, well, wait a minute. That may be why I got bullied in school a lot. Because everybody that bullied me was dark complexion. I didn't find out until a couple years ago that was a thing. Bully the light-skinned female. The males that was light-skinned didn't have no problem. But bully the light-skinned female. The dark ones normally do it. I was slim, petite, long hair, well dressed. And when I think about the ones that tried to bully me every year, they was completely opposite. So it's like, let's pick on the skill. And then, when I lose it, oh, she crazy, she went off, she did. You provoked me. And you thought you had you a little punching bag or something. You don't get one time. You don't get a pass one time. You throw something at me, you hit me, you push me or something, we finna go ahead and tap dance real quick. And me being that small, I didn't fight fair. How am I gonna be 90 pounds, soaking wet, and fight this big 250-pound female? Or this big 150-pound female? I'm 5'2", you 5'8" already. How am I? No. So I use things at school that I didn't have to bring there. I was smart enough to not have to bring, so you can't say I bought a weapon. But I remember one, I sprayed somebody in the eyes with WD-40. I didn't bring it there. It was in the classroom. One, I beat one with a desk. The desktop, it was broke. It was already up. Everybody knew that desk was messed up, and they couldn't even comprehend why I came to class every day and sat right in it. Duh. I used my resources. So I became crazy. So it was like, okay, don't bother me then. But that's just the way it was. I'm not bothering you. Don't bother me. Then when people used to, that was from that area and stuff started bringing it. I'm like, okay. And then I thought about some of the other kids that was bullied. We had the same complexion, the same, well dressed this, but they took it. They let people do it. I'm not gonna let people do it. No. Growing up, it was this rule. You go to school, somebody hit you, and you don't hit them back. You gonna get it when you get home. That was instilled in me. Okay, so, but say that to say this, I've dealt with this my whole life, which is probably why I'm so big on prepping, because I know I don't want anything from other people. I don't want you to have to give me food and water, and you may not have never liked me, all because of my skin tone. And I'm a human being, has not done anything to you. But some people just don't have that mindset. One time, just one. They don't have that mindset. They are about bringing you down and destroying you, and don't even know anything about you. And then you got people that will lie on you, and instead of someone finding things out for themselves, they just all of a sudden don't like you because their friend said that they didn't like you. And it just trigger, instead of saying, well, she ain't did nothing to me, I'm going to see, this, that, and the other. No, I don't like her because my friend don't like her. And your friend don't even have a reason, That's, so you have to I put all those things, especially being OCD, because it goes more than just, numbers and stuff. I put all those things in and just like, okay, what can I do to kind of help myself and my family? What can I do? I can try to prepare, because not only you got to worry about the people that may be around you and stuff, you got to worry about people in these big areas. These big positions, okay? That's lining their pockets at your expense. Reminds me where I'm from, Mississippi. That's lining their pockets at our expense. Okay? So, it's up to you if you prepare. It's up to you. But understand, if you're able-bodied and you're able to get some dry beans, some rice, and I keep saying those two things because they kind of like the easiest things you can stock up on. Something is better than nothing. They're like the easiest things you can stock up on. That's going to give you somewhat of a substance. Them beans is protein. All right? Fiber and protein. If you don't do it, you cannot truly be mad at others that do. That's what I was going to say. That it's coming back to me when I said that. When I was talking about my faith, far as they put stuff out for you to, like literature and information out to prep, okay? But other religions does it too. Think about a lot of churches that have basements full of supplies, full of medicines. This ain't nothing that we just preppers just make up and they overthinking on it. No. This is real. Think about other religions and stuff that they have big churches with big cellars and stuff. All down in the basement and stuff. They got food. I'm from Crystal Spring, Mississippi. Yes, my religion is, I'm not baptized, but my faith is Jehovah's Witness. That's my faith of choice. So, think about how they have all of this food and water and stuff in these cellars. Crystal Spring, Mississippi. I'm not going to say on here what we will call it because it may be offensive to some, but it wasn't, we didn't say it in an offensive way. We just said, oh, that's da 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 church. Nothing personal, like, but we knew who went to that church. Okay, we went to that church. That certain um certain a certain ethnic went to that church. Okay, it was known to be their church. Okay, um um well, I'm gonna say it. And I don't mean no harm. I can only be real with you. Growing up as a child, you heard people say that's the white people church. Cause I had to think about where I'm from. I am from Mississippi, and this the way things was. Okay, and still is in some areas. We would say that's the white people church. And then you had other churches. They were like, oh, the black folk church. You know, the black folk church over there on Piazza. The black folk church girl up there on Lee Avenue. You get what I'm saying? Or it'd be like, oh, that's the white people church over there by the cemetery. Over there by you know. That's just the way it is. That's when I go back home. That's how we talk. That's how we communicate. That's how we, you know, that's just how it is. When I'm up here and stuff, of course, I'm not around my people. I'm not around, you know, so I'm not gonna offend nobody, you know. So it's not to be offended. That's just how we talk and communicate. You try to tell somebody with somebody, they ain't gonna be like black folk church up there, you know, on Piazza Street, and I'm calling out actual names that's in my town, you know. And we say, oh, what? That happened at the gas station over there by the white folks swimming pool over there by the center. That's just how we talk. So it's not being, you know, that's just how it is. So we would pass by there, and you know, they will have so much supplies being taken in, and people in the congregation will come together, and everybody tip in on cans of beans and cans of stuff and rice and things like that. And that's just the way it was. And I'm gonna be honest, some of the other places, they did the same thing, just not on the same scale, because people wasn't, there was two different things. And I may make somebody mad, but it's the truth. You had other churches that we would say, like, oh, the black folk church or something like that. And it could be Baptist, Catholic, whatever, you know. I never went to them, okay? I never went to, you know, other religions or whatnot. But it was known in town. They'd be like, they give money every Sunday, and they never see supplies at the church. They never see this, they never see this. And there was this individual everybody knew back home. They said, you see him out there? He out there washing his Escalade, got rims on it. He was the pastor. So the money that was going, that the church was giving to help, it was going in his pockets to buy a vehicle and put rims on it. And he even went to the church to wash it, so he didn't have to wash it at home. So that tells you that anytime people can use God's word for their own, and y'all know, y'all probably know some like that in your area, okay? They didn't have where this church, their congregation came together and had beans and rice and supplies and medicine and all that. This church didn't have all that stuff. But when something happened in the town, these people went to that church asking for supplies. And when they was told, if you're not part of this congregation, we can't give you anything. Now these people over here who gave all their money every month, every Sunday, to the individual that was up there dressed sharp as a tack every Sunday, driving new vehicles, Lincolns and Cadillacs and all this type of stuff. Even though the town done talked about y'all giving y'all money, they then left and went to ask them, and they told them, if you're not part of the congregation, these things, and when something will happen, if it was a tornado, because we had tornadoes in my hometown a lot. Tornado, Those people got their family. They went to that church. It was a big church. It was one of them that was so big. And at 12 o'clock, it would ring the, every hour, the clock would ring. And when something happened, they got their people and they went in that church and locked it up. There was food, there was water, there was everything. So I say this. Don't be mad because some do and you don't. See, they, and still to this day does it. Those people see that things can happen. They're living in an imperfect world, in a world where things can happen. No offense, but Watchtower Society drives around in Escalades. And you know what? Let me tell you, I don't take no offense to that. But just like in every religion, there is also doctors, there's also nurses, there's also people that came into money before or had money as they became a witness or whatever the case may be. That does not mean that it came from the money that's given. I get what you're saying. But what I don't understand is why you were right there when I'm talking about some pastors and other churches and stuff that does this. They do take the money. And I'm talking about someone that we knew didn't have a dime until they got on the preacher scheme and then became a pastor, and then all of a sudden they driving around in Lincolns and Escalade. See, this is something that happened in my hometown. You're taking it, I'm giving you an example of my hometown, and you're taking it like something else. Now, my faith, my religion, your faith, your religion, there's things that happen in every religion. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that things don't happen in my faith. You know why? Because it's imperfect human beings, no matter what religion you in, what your faith is. Nobody is perfect. So some of them riding around in Escalades, they could have had it before they came in. They could be lawyers, nurses, or whatever. They could work hard on the side, whatever the case may be. So it don't matter. But I'm telling you what I grew up in, what I have seen, and what I have known. I'm from a small town where everybody know almost everybody's business. And we knew that this particular pastor didn't have a dime, didn't even have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of until he became a pastor. And there's a lot of people that goes into the religious thing and become pastors and stuff so they can use it for their own benefits. That's what I'm saying. So it was no need to even say that, okay? I'm very aware, okay? But you know, I see where you was going with that, okay? So back to this. You have to discern. You have to pay attention to what is important. Because just like a lot of them people was turned down, and then let me tell you, those people didn't get mad with their pastor at their congregation. They didn't get mad because they didn't have stuff. They got mad with the other church who they're not a part of, who didn't give them anything. But you got to understand, years ago I said I'll give anybody whatever if I got it, and then I had to come to my senses. I was stupid. It's like, wait a minute. If they're able-bodied and you know them to have been running around doing whatever they want, they don't have no type of thing that have hindered them from stocking up, and you're going to take your hard-earned money and stock up on supplies for your household or for people that may be in need that could not help themselves, and you're going to give it to somebody that could, I literally had to change my way of thinking. And it's like, oh no, that's not important. That's not right, you know. Like I said, you may get a teaspoon of peanut butter and about 5 crackers messing with me if I know for a fact you had the same opportunity that I did to stock up. Now, people that's sick and disabled and got it, I would help them all day if I came across them with no problem. But some of these people out here is living their life. They say, I'm not gonna live in fear. I'm gonna all this stuff. But then when something happens, they want your stuff. And if you don't give it to them, it's a problem. So we had people that were saying, oh, they got all that food and stuff over there, and they Christians and they wouldn't help. Those people have pitched in and have everybody have pitched in and put money into that supply, that cellar, that basement full of food. That's why they say their congregation. And they are supposed to allow you to come off the streets. You done been out there partying and doing everything else, dressing sharp to go to church like church is a fashion show or something, spending all your money elsewhere, and they supposed to let you come up in there and take all their supplies? You crazy. So I get it. I understand. And then people pull the race card. It's not that. It's you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Because you was over here falling behind this one and couldn't see what he was doing to you right in your face. And you ain't got no supplies, no nothing. That goes for any and all, not just one. That goes for any and all. Any and all. And like I say, because what that person wrote, I'm talking about what I know from my hometown. People knew that man didn't have nothing until he became a pastor. And then they pulled their money, and he was out there washing his Lincolns and Escalades and all this stuff on the church thing, using the water and stuff, dressed sharp, shining rims and all this. He done made it because he got up there and somebody done gave him a preacher's license, or he done got ordained some kind of way, and now you mad. Common sense. A lot of people left that church because of that, but a lot of people stayed. And they made a way for him to get up there and read what you could read. Everybody know he wasn't true just by the way he was living. And everybody knew him before the you know what I mean? That should have told you something the first time it happened, when your congregation needed supplies and stuff and it wasn't there. Some of the same ones after that died down, they continued to do it until the next situation happened and they didn't have no supplies. It should have took that one time. Where did all the money go? No air conditioning. Y'all know how them little country churches is. They already small and stuff. No air conditioning. No, nothing. People in there, they're hot. They were supposed to get air conditioning, didn't get it. He had raised so much money through the year. He didn't fix nothing, didn't do nothing, and people still fell for that foolishness. And this has happened in multiple little towns around the area that I'm from. Multiple. It's happening right now somewhere. Not even, I can only speak about what I know from back home. But I'm pretty sure some other areas is happening. So you have to literally say, okay, it's really nobody else's place to make sure you have if you're able-bodied. It's literally nobody else's place. You know you need food. You know you need water. You know you need supplies. What are you waiting on? You know? So that's a risk that you take. And I'm going to tell you, especially the people that's got children involved. Grandchildren, or either elderly parents or guardians or whatever, and you're not doing anything, you're not trying, that's your responsibility. I'm going to tell you the way I think, and some people don't like it. And it is what it is, but I wasn't raised like that. And I feel like people have personal issues with the way their upbringing was or whatnot, that they don't understand this. But my kids will always be my kids no matter how old they are. and they will always be my responsibility. That's how I look at it. Always. I don't care how old they is. Something happened. My kids want to come here. If they not already here, that's what it is. So that's my responsibility right there. But my kids are 19, 15, and 16. I have a lot of responsibility. These children at 18 ain't grown. Society say them children don't know nothing. It's grown people got to go back home and stay with their parents. 30, 40-year-olds got to go back home and stay with their parents. What you think gonna happen in this world to an 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old? That society say, oh, you grown. You grown. Give them a little leeway, just enough to put them in the system if they make a mistake. No. So I have still, God give me strength, I still have a lot of responsibility. 15, 16, 19, a lot of responsibility. And one thing that my granny used to always tell me, even when my children were smaller, she say, Tink, that's my nickname, Tinkerbell, but they call me Tink. Tink, don't never let it be a time if you can help it where your kids look at you and tell you that they are hungry and there's nothing you can do about it. Now just think about some of you that's got grandchildren and children, or either elderly people that you care for, and something happened and you don't have not even a bowl of rice, that you don't have rice where you can make a bowl of rice and feed them, and you knowing that elderly person is hungry, that elderly person is on medication, and you don't have anything, or you have grandchildren or kids. Hunger is very, very serious, and it's very uncomfortable. Hunger is very uncomfortable. And there is nothing you can do. You're going to sit then and you're going to reflect on what you could have done differently. You're going to probably reflect on when I was getting my hair done, when I was going out here and going, having a good time, having those mixed drinks, when I was going out here and I was paying that money so I could keep up with the Joneses because I needed to be in that BMW. I needed to have that class. I needed to go buy that. All that money I could have literally put it in my house with some rice and some beans. Heck, a generator. Because if you got an elderly person or somebody that's diabetic or something and need medication to stay cold, you're going to need a way to power something. That can power a refrigerator. Small one, but it's something. It can power one of the little mini ones. Enough to keep something cold, especially if it's sunny out, if it's the right time. I got the solar panels. It don't have to be something that's the big. Anything will help. Anything. But all the money and stuff that we spend on things that's materialistic and not important, you're going to sit down and you're going to think about, only I would have did it differently. But some of you probably already came across some of these prepper videos. And you probably thought it's lame, it's stupid, it's fear-mongering, and it's all that. But how you know it wasn't meant for you to come across it? Because at that point, you can't say you did not know. You knew. You chose to not do, to not try. Then, in the situations people go and they resort to their Bibles. They resort to praying to God. Something that they probably don't do. You saw with people in a situation, they go and they start reading the Bible. Never picked it up. Go read it. You may find then exactly what I've been saying. There's different accounts in the Bible that has warned you to prep. See, when things are put in front of you to help you and you do not take heed to it, you can't say you didn't know. Some people say, God, why didn't you show? He did show you. He put it in your path. You couldn't see it. Why? Because everything else was important. You couldn't see it. If there's people in your household that's not on the same page, I'm the the chronic prepper here. That don't mean you don't stop. That don't mean you don't stop. Just like me and Oronde, we see things differently. He don't see nothing happening as of with the stuff going on right now as much as I do. Far as like when I say he see what's going on, he don't see it in the sense of the grid may go down at any minute. Whereas I'm like, but you cannot be sure. You don't know this, that, and the other. Or, you know, he's prior military. He gonna have a different look at the fact that what if this country do this, that, and the other. He's gonna look at it as if, nah, that ain't gonna happen. We too strong for that, this, that, and the other. Whereas I look at it as if there's a first time for everything. So even in my household, there's a difference. There's a line drawn when it comes to prepping. For him, but not for me. So if you have that same situation, you have to go with your mind, your gut. Sometimes it's not always meant for everybody to see. Sometimes it's meant for you to see and you to do. Not everybody else. So if you watch these videos and you come across them, you cannot sit down and say, I didn't know. You did. You knew. You know? You knew. You just did not do. Okay? So, with that being said, I am going to go through some of y'all comments before I get off because I see y'all have been commenting a lot. So, let me get a little closer. I'm going to go through your comments. So, Stephanie Lake, hey, she said first. Well, congratulations on being the first one in. I appreciate it. Erica Davis, hey, Stephanie Lake, love the lipstick color. Great going into fall. Thank you, honey. Tonya said Grand Risen, Tamika and family, Stephanie and Erica. Joanne Paul, good morning, blessings. Tonya said Grand Rising and blessings, Joanne. Let's see. Rita, hey, good morning. Mrs. Charles, hey. Grid is down up here in Virginia. Hey, Rodriguez, I did the same thing on my channel. I'll show you. Okay, Rodriguez. Hey, Shatika Woods. Agree, absolutely. Hey, Yolanda's Life. Vodka is a great, vodka is also great to make your own vanilla. Okay. Carla, hey. Bullseye, correct truth. Absolutely. Thank you, because I never heard anyone else say that. I wonder what that is. Yolanda, what you mean? If you're still in here, you never heard anyone else say what? I've been eating pork all my life. You got to do your own research. Exactly. Hello, everyone. I'm listening from Louisiana. Hey, Nikki. Ancient Souls Incubator full of quails. This rising. Mine is too. Let me see. Have that video came out? That vlog haven't come out. But I did just put, I got quail eggs on the 4th, September 4th. And I just put them in the incubator. I wrote it down, y'all, because I put them in on September 8th. They was in my garage. I put them in on September 8th. I have about, I think, 72. So, yes, honey. That's right. So true. I don't tell people I don't tell people who need preparing my home. This is a preps that my husband and I have been building for years, because my sister contributes to preps that my husband and I have been building for years, because she is seeing the handwriting on the wall. Her home is not as spacious as mine, but we became creative in her. I understand, Nikki. I understand. Gotta do what you gotta do. I tell people they should stock up and recommend what to get when I see they think I'm being foolish. I'm done. I understand Yolanda's life. Her space, just in case she and her grandkids can't make it to us. Got you, Nikki. That's smart. Yep. Facts. Right. Be careful who you bring in your house. Exactly. The devil and you. Heart. Brown and Queen. Been a minute. How are you? I'm good, Curly girl. How are you? Yes, keep your distance. Exactly. I will go to the door and say no. English, sorry. You ain't lying. Ancient soul, you said you will go to the door and say no English, sorry, but be careful with that. You'll have the most people at your door then trying to see if you legal. But be careful with that. You're going to say no English now. I went through that during Katrina, trying to help family, and ended up having to put people out and still have no dealings with them 20 years later. You get what I'm saying, Nikki? I roll solo. Yes, me too. I have my friend girl around the thing, but I had stopped. Um, I stopped when 2020 happened. I stopped hanging out and all that stuff like in person. Like she came over the other day. We were talking, chill and stuff. But I'm just to the point to where, and I've been knowing her for almost 10 years. Um, but that was the first time she had came over when we was outside and my live stream was acting up. She had came over, and since 2020, I think, because I just stopped dealing. I didn't want to. I just stopped dealing with everybody. For as like we talk on the phone and stuff like that, because she stayed like literally 30 seconds from me. Like off my street turn, and you at her house. So, but she understands my OCD and stuff. I think it just went from there. So they came over the other day. It was so nice to, we always see the kids and stuff, but actually just, talk and stuff. But that's just is what it is. I'm just not in the zone of hanging out and stuff. It's no offense against nobody and nothing. I'm just not. I'd rather just do talk and text. I'm just not in of being in anyone's company like that now. Like those days, I'd have been there and done that, did all that. I just don't. I'm just not there anymore for as that. So I understand. Just like a wolf in sheep clothing. Yes, Yolanda's life. If you don't know what kind of bad spirits lingering on a person, you have to welcome the devil and keeping them out. Okay. They are not ready for that conversation, and I know all too well. Yolanda's like, what conversation? What conversation? I'm behind when I have to go back and read the things. Right? Most people are two-faced. Tonya, yes. Yeah, people change up on you. The Most High is my friend and my family. Exactly, Carla. And my shield, my protection. God. Let's see. Did I miss B Shell? Hey, B Shell. Same here. People will not like you for no reason. Exactly, and I've experienced that my whole life. Like testing to see where you're coming from. Yep. Some people are sent to you for motives to get close to you, and then to flip on you. Yep. You know, this person right here that talked about you let me know when you said watchtower society and all that, you know, you you know different things, and the stuff that you put in the chat, you know, I I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna ignore it, because you ain't bringing no good energy to this live stream. So I'm not giving you no energy. No, I'm not giving you no energy. Okay, so just know that. So I'm just gonna skip right on over your messages, okay? Because we're not doing that today. Not today, not tomorrow. That dog is not gonna hunt, okay? And I don't want to call nobody my famous little name, because I'm trying to get better, and I know that is not nice, but some people be provoking you and all that. But I read between this person that what they writing up in here, and it's stupid, but oh well. Get your house in order now. America is collapsing. Look around. It is. I pray I don't need anything from anybody, especially those that are evil. Exactly. Yes, Sonya. It was jealous. It was jealous from ladies. I don't have female friends. Never did. I in school, and even when I was before I met Oronde or whatnot, even with my, you know, at 18, 19, I didn't deal with females. I didn't. Mostly males. And then when they see you hanging out with males, it's like, she must be this type or this type just because you hanging out. You ain't got to sleep with nobody just because you hanging out with them or anything. But I deal better with males. And I was tomboyish. I'm still tomboyish. Y'all just probably don't see it or don't catch on to it or something. But I have it in me. I've been tomboyish all my life. And and then I got two brothers and 5 uncles. Immediate. I'm talking about immediate. Cousins are all boys. Like, I grew up around boys, okay? So I'm gonna rock a little different or whatnot. So it is what it is. So I get it. I understand, you know, and that's when you get to the point where you don't even care what people say. You don't care what people say. Don't care. But females, I just never been able to do females like that, because you just never know which one you're getting, okay? Cause and effect, LOL. Oh, one time is all that is needed to be on your way away from me. Love from afar in the name of... Yes, Talia. You only get that one time. You only get one shot. Did not miss a chance to glow. It's opportunity. Okay, I don't know why that Eminem song came in my head when I said one shot. Hey Diane Wynn. Hey my Renaissance grandma. Get natural remedy books. That's good. That's good to have. Ancient Soul. What area? Okay, I answered that in there. Salt and sugar, keystone meat. It's good information. Video. All right. Absolutely. Any of you can buy directly from the website for extra savings. The keystone, I have been eyeing that for a couple years. They say you can order it from Walmart too. But all the research I've done on, they say it's a good product with a lot of meat. I'm gonna have to literally try. I've never bought a can. I've been thinking about it, but never done it. I'm white, no offense. Yup. We talking North Carolina. Also got you. Okay. Let's see. Doesn't sound very Christ-like to deny people help just because they aren't part of a church. And you know, let's talk about that. I understand that. And like I said, for years, I used to always say I help anybody. Anybody. I'm going to say this. I had to change my tune, and it's going to be geared to what you just said. Was it Joseph? because I don't want to quote it wrong. It's been a minute since I read this in the Bible. But when Joseph, what was the 7 years of famine? When Joseph, I think it was Joseph, was for 7 years getting the food, stocking up the food, stocking up the food. No, you know what? I'm going to let you go and do it. Read the account in the Bible about Joseph in the 7 years of famine. When he stocked up that food, the ones that did not listen, what happened to them when the famine came? What happened to them? Did God look at it as it's not Christian-like because Joseph had collected 7 years of food and the ones that didn't do anything? I'm saying it in my own words now, but I want you to go look at it. You know, I'm thinking like how I would just on a daily basis think. I didn't used to think like this. But is it right for them to have come and taken the food that he was collecting? What happened in it? You say it's not Christian-like to help someone. So you think that Pookie Peanut and LaKeisha and LaQuisha and Kendra and everybody else that go club hop, go to all these concerts, go dress like it ain't nothing. You think it's all right for them to go and do all that stuff, live normal, have fun, and people is trying to survive in this world, pay their bills, and have money to go stock up for their families for emergency, and it's all right for Pookie and Peanut and them to come and take after they done had their fun? It don't work like that. And if you do your research in the Bible and look at different accounts, you'll have a different outlook, because I sure did. I was thinking, help everybody. Help everybody. But you can't help everybody. So you have to pay attention to different accounts and different things before you say that. Those people stocked up. You drove by town every weekend. You saw stuff out there, people unloading their vehicles, taking things into that church for the people that was putting in. And I would say this: if it was me, children would get help. Elderly people, disabled people would get help. But your normal ones running around doing everything, you better go find something to kill and eat it. And the most I got for you is some peanut butter and firecrackers. That's it. Because that's not right, and God ain't told you to do that. And I had to change my way of thinking when it came to that situation. Because people would purposely say, I'm going to do whatever because I know that I'm going to go over there and take. Just think about it. Now you're taking from this person's household, their kids, their family, and everybody. And they have struggled to get what they got. So no, I changed my way of thinking. You got to look at the different accounts. People in the Bible that didn't do what they were supposed to do when they was warned, what happened? You're not going to tell God that ain't Christian, like that he allowed things to happen because they didn't listen to what they was being warned that was going to happen. Some people are just hard-headed and just want to do what they want to do. So yeah, so I look at it different now. I will try to help anybody, but I mean, you can't fault them for that when some people turn church into the club almost. It's a fashion show. It's a place to go. Some people do that, and you got some, and it goes for every faith. Every faith. I'm not excluding no faith, because you know what? At the end of the day, it's imperfect human beings, and everybody is not. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get off from this. God gonna clean out his house first. God will clean out his house first. So what that tell you? All right. Let's see. I serve the Most High in my home. I stopped going to these churches for 15 years and don't give my money. I understand, Carla. Some people see the church as a business. Some people do. Not all people. Now, I'm not. There's some people that are very, very Christian. I'm not saying that. But you got a lot of them that has taken religion, and those are the ones that has done it that don't care. I will be scared to go anywhere and play a game about God. I'm not doing that. I don't play. I do not play with God. I'm not doing that. But you got some people that do not care. That tells you if they don't care about that, what would they do to you? What would they do for you? I'm not, I stop right there. I stop right there. Nope, you can't pay me to do it at all. At all, okay? Listening from work, a place for her. I do the same. Let's go to local food banks. Okay, I'm trying to get caught up with the comments. Still riding around and hoop this, but got money for the pumping pastor. Exactly, curly girl. Well, he called himself a preacher man. Like the 3 story. Yeah, I'm gonna put y'all on to something real quick. Tyler Perry be revealing some stuff. That actually says a lot, okay? Now, I know should be watching this. But when I tell you, I know nothing about it until this year. There's this show by Tyler Perry. I'm finna go all the way up to the comments. There's this show. We on, I think, the 4th season. And the only reason why I'm continuing to watch this is because it really opened up a lot. How many of you just put a hand up in the comment section has watched the show called Ruthless by Tyler Perry? It's where this man called himself the highest, and he got Daikon, which is the next level to him, and he got this elder mother Marva, and then he has Ruth, and they out on this land, and he got all these people that he drugging and got them thinking that he the highest. It's pretty much a cult, okay? And he's getting all their money and stuff and making them think that, you know, he's God and all. You do not understand. In different ways, people are playing that out right here on this platform. People are playing the show Ruthless out right on this platform, and people don't even know. Even have gotten in different things and used the same words and terminology and names of individuals in that show. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of people that's in cahoots, that's keeping it rotating and keeping it going right on this platform, and they're making money out from it, playing with God, knowing everything that's going on in the back, coming up with ideas amongst themselves on how to act like they're not in on it, they're not this, they're not that, acting like they're doing God's work by doing it. And it's all from the show Ruthless. For money. And a lot of people ain't even caught on to it. A lot of people ain't caught on to it. So blind and know it all. And then you got so many people chiming in on it. when everybody know where it's coming from, but everybody want to make that corn. And there are people that is so serious about it, and they think that it's legit, and it's not. When I started watching it, I said, get out of here and shut the front door. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I said, everybody is in on it. Everybody is in on it. Keeping it going. I said, oh my goodness. Playing with God. Playing with God. Playing with God. You can find it on, I don't know if BET has. We watch it on, I think, Amazon Prime, because all the seasons is there. All the seasons is there. And when you go on YouTube, on this platform, you're going to see some is legit, but you're going to see. I've been sitting back. I've been saying that, you know what? This is why people don't like me, because people can't pull that wool. Oh, I said, it ain't my business. I said, but you know what? That tells me how far people will go for money. For money. Now, there is people acting out this show that Tyler Perry got to a certain extent. Same concept. I have saw different accounts with names from the actual people that's named on that show in comments when I know they fake accounts. Actually comment. I said, this a game. When I heard that woman name, I said, oh, really? Really now? Really? Be careful playing with God. Be careful playing with God. And on there, the highest has his people that he has worked for him. Keep him afloat. Keep him. Some talk bad about it, and some don't. But everybody that talk bad about him, they actually his right-hand man. That's just to throw you off. Okay? You gotta watch the show Ruthless. Now, it's a lot of nasty stuff in that show. I don't know what in the world. Tyler Perry went all out in that show. Okay? It's a lot. But people act that out on this platform for money. And at the end of the day, you're playing with God. You're playing with God. And everybody else that's in on it, you're playing with God. There are so many. This platform, other platforms, there are so many. There are so many that plays with God. Ancient soul, you say you seen it. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I couldn't believe it. I said, people go this extent. But Tyler Perry was showing you, I guess when he did it, how Jim Jones did it. Well, guess what? You got this going on right here. It's just on a different level. It's just on a different level. You got it going on right here, just on a different level. People give their money, and only the one that is the preacher or whatnot, they benefiting from it. It's happening just on a different level. It ain't as extreme as Jim Jones was doing it. But that show was kind of based off Jim Jones. But I know I have seen and heard things on social media of people that they think people ain't gonna never catch it or see it. And it's been played out. But ain't nobody said anything. But what it teaches me is, first of all, it's not my business. People do what they want to do. But where it all comes down to is for the love of money. For the love of money. And this is where 2 Timothy 3:1-5 comes in. People will do anything. 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 Anything for the love of money. So imagine what they would do for you if you need them for help. Because they already show you who they are. Their everyday life. And if you can react something and keep something going and be in a whole pyramid, and God is based around it, that tells a lot about the individual. What would they do for you if you need to depend on them, a person like that, or people like that, in an emergency situation? What would they do for you? What would they do for you? People don't pay me no attention. People don't pay me no mind or anything, and that's fine. But I know I see things, and I'm fine. I'm glad that I'm like that. I can see things. I can read between the lines. I can do all that. You ain't just gonna throw something out there and I see something, and when I see it again, you come and tell me that ain't what I seen. Or that ain't what I heard. Mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm. And it's sad. And it's disgusting that people are like that. But that's the world we live in. That is imperfect people. You got to look at Satan, the devil, is real. And there is some people that literally walks with him. You can't sit at two tables. You can't sit at both tables. No, none of us can. You can't straddle that table. You know? So don't rely on people. Me either. People don't pay attention to me. I lay it all out. I've been right. God has given me insight and wisdom. The very thing I prayed night and day for, he delivering to me slowly and sure. Yeah. Yeah. So if people will run around and play about God to whatever extent, that tells me right there how bad off this world is. And like I say, I'm not speaking on just on one religion, nothing. This goes on in every, I can say there's crime in every place. There's bad people in every place, not just one place. You know, it's just what it is. It's a mixture. I don't care who you are. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If you are as an individual is wrong, it's wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know? It just is what it is. Because we're imperfect. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to do this, that, and the other. That's just something that's going to happen. You're not perfect. But trying to be better, trying to help yourself in some kind of way, that's not wrong. You know? That's not wrong. So, yeah. So, I think I read most of y'all comments or whatnot. Let's see. You think this stops at ruthless? This is the blueprint for what happens around us. Look for the patterns. I've seen all of this and way more. Oh yes, Mitt Brown. Oh yes, I just gave that right there as ruthless, because that is something that's actually a show that people done took and said, I'm gonna act this out, and I'm gonna have people that seem like they're against me, But we're all in it together. People have their flocks and their this, and it's fooling people. It's fooling people. So think of the words I'm saying. It's fooling people. Imagine what them same people will do for you if you gotta go ask for a cup of rice. If somebody can go that extent for a paycheck, imagine what extent they'll go to if their stomachs is licking their back and they ain't got a cup of rice. You just good as got. All that where you thought they were trying to help and this just went straight out the window. They'll probably tell you, girl, that was fake. I was just trying to get a paycheck. We was all in this together. What you talking about? You didn't know? You didn't know? Okay then, well that's your fault you didn't know. But go ahead and give me that rice and everything else you got up in there. Because that's how people are. That's how people are. That's how people are. So we have to do what we have to do to help ourselves. You know? Hold on, y'all. People are angry already. Yes, ancient souls. Yes. Yeah. They are hardened and misguided. That happens to everyone. It could have and has been. It could have and has been you is your family and support them because of love, not because of being right or wrong. I'm kind of missing something. I don't understand. Maybe I done missed a lot, mid brown. But yeah, so it's not being mean. It's not, just not wanting to help someone. But at the same time, you have to, look out. You have to take care of your responsibilities. And like I say, if it's someone that's disabled, elderly, or just one, yes, help you down to the last, But I help the ones that didn't. But like I said, it's going to be a teaspoon of peanut butter and some crackers. Okay? That's all I got for you. Especially, and I'm talking about the ones you have told that no. They shouldn't come and take from the mouths of kids and elderly and stuff like that. They should not be able to take from them, So, that's not right, The children and the elderly should have first priority, okay? And anybody that may be just, disabled or whatnot, couldn't do anything. These able-bodied people, gotta try to help yourself in some kind of, got to. So, if there's no more comments, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, right? I would help someone, but I would be careful. Yeah. Got to. Guys, please investigate silver and gold. Investigate foreign currency. What it means for the world. Got you, what is Milk Brown. Peace and blessings, chat. Alright, y'all. So I was not planning on being on here for 2 hours, but I feel like we covered a lot of good stuff. And like I say, I'm not telling nobody not to trust people, but you gotta watch. There's a lot of people that will do things that you and I won't do, won't never think of doing, but they have no problem with doing. And those are, I sum everything that I said back up to, you don't want to have to ask people for necessities. Not in an emergency situation where if they say no, you can just go and get it yourself or whatnot. where it's a situation where it's not available in the stores, it's not available out there, you cannot even leave your home, but you need this. It's a need because you may not get it. You never know what's going on in a person's mind from one minute to the next, but their actions sometimes will show you. Okay? And that's what we have to pay attention to. So being prepared, it's a must. When you look at every angle, it's a must. If you want to look at it biblically, if you want to look at just everyday life, the way things is going on, it's a must. It's a must. Um, it's something we have to do. We cannot forget not to do it. Okay, so that's why I show you that I'm doing it, and that I'm not just telling you to do it without showing you that, hey, I'm doing it. I'm that type that I like to see. So I want to treat y'all the same way, to see that I'm doing, that I'm trying. We have been using off our stockpile because I've been so busy getting stuff in order, got things where they need to be, but we've been using off from it. So there's a lot I need to get, but I'm going to update y'all with that. It'll be on a live stream. I'm gonna do a live stream for it. But I'm gonna update you with what we have on hand. That way you can actually see as I bring more stuff in. God said the same this week. As I bring more stuff in, how far, and things like that, because it's a game. It's kind of like a game. You don't know. Just like with life, we don't know from one minute to the next. Just like with disasters and all this stuff going on, we don't know from one minute to the next. We don't know. So, since we don't know, what do? You prepare. You prepare. And that's just the way of the world, trying to live this lifestyle, trying to have the latest this. That stuff is old now. You know how they have hands and they say, don't nobody say that no more. Like we say, it's all gravy. I say it all the time. Don't nobody say that no more. You know, we used to say this thing, bingo, when you see a nice car, key lock, when you see a nice car, we look. Don't nobody say that no more. It's just so much. Don't nobody do no more. And I feel like for many of us, as we get older, at least by the time you're 30, I'm 38. So by the time you're 30, trying to keep up with the world, trying to dress all stylish, now I'm all for, being nice looking, try to, keep yourself together. But I gotta go to the mall, I gotta get me a fit, I gotta have a Gucci, I gotta have a Chanel, I gotta have them latest J. That should be out the window. That should be out the window. You lining them people pockets. You count pennies, living paycheck to paycheck, ain't got nothing in your house, but you worried about giving another person who can go to a store right now. Think about some of these people you lining their pockets to. They can get up, get their people and say, come on, we going to Walmart. They have enough money to almost buy out the whole store right then and there. If they go to the register with this whole aisle, this whole row, all the what is it, the camping meals. They can go and buy every one off the shelf, throw it in the bucket, bam, bam, boom. They can go and get all the flashlights, bam, bam, boom. They can go and get all the batteries, bam, bam, boom, and have 15, 20, 30 buggies full of stuff and go to that register. You think Walmart ain't gonna check them out? Oh yeah, such and such came in here and we saw him today at work and he bought all this. You know what? You know who helped that was? It's all right to buy the latest this, that, and the other. But when you doing it constantly and ain't got yourself together, you just gave him all the money, he or she, all the money that they needed to go prepare. And you're not prepared. Because I'm going to tell you something. Some of your favorite celebrities and stuff, they not crazy. They prepared. They got rooms rooms of supplies. Some is very smart. Some of the ones you may look at that you wouldn't have never thought of. And when they at home and they thinking, they done had that little extra something that's now got their mind really thinking clear, because some people function off of that. Oh man, you see what's going on? Yeah, cuz I think we need to go ahead. All right, cuz what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take this room right here. And I am gonna put all type. You think it ain't happening? Out of all the celebrities and the singers and the rappers and stuff, you think that some of them ain't got rooms dedicated? For I've heard some of the rappers, the OG rappers, has talked about the stuff that's going on, and man, yeah, you gotta be prepared. They go deep into it. Some that you wouldn't have never thought would think like that. And I'm all about support. You supporting if you go buy that one pair of that nice bag. You better take care of it so you can have it for a long time. Because if you ain't got your house situated, you don't need to be buying 50 pairs of J's, 20 bags. You don't need to be buying that. And think about it. The value is down if you try to sell it. I don't care if you done had that bag 3 years. The value of that bag is down. You're not going to get that $500 and probably nowhere close to it. At that point, that's gone. That's $500 that you could have had shoe boxes under your bed with canned food in it. Because see, when you hungry and you stuck up somewhere in the house and you ain't and stuff ain't available, some potted meat gonna sound real good to go pull from under your bag and open that shoe box, and there go a can of potted meat in there. I don't care if you gotta put food in your dresser drawers, your underwear drawer. I don't care. You ain't gonna think about none of that when you ain't got it available. And you know what? It could be available and not able to be eaten. It could be available all day in stores. You see how many recalls there is? And it could not even be available. It could be in the stores, but you scared to get it. But if you bought some a year ago, you know that's good. That may sound real good at that moment. To pop it open and eat it and have that potted meat with some crackers. Or just to be able to feed somebody in your house. You're going to have the ones that well into their 30s, 40s, and 50s that never paid attention. Never paid attention. And you may have to calculate all the money could have been. What could have been. Because of materialistic stuff. Because you wanted to be in society. You care more about what other imperfect human beings thought of you than what you should have been doing for you and yours. That's the kicker right there. So all I can say is I can't tell no grown person to do anything. Okay? I can only put it out there and hopefully inspire somebody to do it, motivate somebody to do it. But I can't make a grown person do what they know that they deep down should be doing. And a couple years ago, we were saying, a lot of people saying, you got time, you got time. Over the last couple years, yeah, you had time, but look at the expense. Things was cheaper a couple years ago. Now they're more expensive. So that means everybody, financial situation is different, but that means that's less you may be able to afford. More and more recalls. That's less stuff. Now go to tariffs and everything on it. At the end of the day, this Bible have spoke that these things will happen. So that's written in stone. That's written in stone. That's written in stone. What do you mean? You said I have so much truth and information for you guys. Please investigate someone. Please heed this warning. What do you mean? Investigate who? Investigate who? And you say it. Somebody say it's written on paper by people. Uh, I don't. Both of y'all. Jeil. What do you mean it's written on paper by people? And Mick Brown, you said please investigate someone. He's trying to sell you metals. I'm kind of lost now. I'm lost now, y'all. If y'all could tell what y'all are saying. You just said it's written in stone. No, please investigate. Not investigate someone. Oh, okay. Not investigate someone. Please investigate. Investigate. Okay, so the J account. Are you talking about the mid account? Is that what's going on? He's speaking about buying gold and silver. Okay, mid is speaking about buying gold and silver. Okay, so he said don't investigate. So he meant investigate. Please investigate. Okay, about gold and silver. And I met a lady in Walmart. I think I had told y'all about that. And she was telling me about looking into gold and silver, and just out the blue. And I've heard this several times. I have not had the chance to look into it. I think over on NY Prepper's channel some months ago, he was talking about gold and silver or something like that. But yeah, I definitely have to. I am saying people must investigate the truth. The gold and silver is only one part. Got you, Mitt Brown. Got you. Okay. Brown said I do not sell anything. Okay, so that person was talking about what you was. Okay. I'm caught up now. But I'm gonna definitely have to look in, and that's what she told me. She told me to do my research. She showed me some places here that of a guy that was really good for as that, but I really don't understand it all the way, so I'm definitely gonna have to do that. The price of gold is controlled and manipulated by a oh and that was one thing the lady was talking about. Some of it is how you gotta know where you're getting it from, because people, so I get it. If there's no electricity, what value is gold gonna have? See, that's like all above. I'll have to do my research and try to get into it. Because I can't speak on it. I don't know. I'm not, I don't know when it comes to that. But I definitely would look into it. Because I've been told multiple times about it. So I look at when things is brought to you multiple times and brought in your prayer. I look at that hey, maybe this could be a reason why it's brought to me to look into. If it ain't no mess, if it's something that could be positive and helpful, and it's being brought to me in different ways, then maybe it's something I need to look into. Maybe it's something I'd like to say maybe God is guiding me to, for it to be brought to my attention. So I'll definitely look into it. Let's follow 11% this year. Well, gold has increased 30. Okay, Mitt Brown. I will look into it. So with that being said, y'all, let me go ahead and get off in here. What time is it? Oh, it's 1. It's almost 2:00. Lord, let me get off in here, y'all. And I'll probably be back live here in a little bit. I got a couple things to do. But I hope YouTube is sending out the notifications or whatnot. I hope y'all saw the vlog where I pressure cooked for the first time. Y'all know that's only the beginning of something. But we'll talk about that later. It's a method to everything that I'm doing and why I'm doing different things. It's a method. It's a method to it, okay? We got to make sure we have I'm gonna say myself, I have to make sure that I'm on a schedule and able to do everything I need to do so I can be able to prep and things like that. Sometimes we have to stay on a schedule, get things in order so we can have time to do other things, the extra things that we know we need. Okay, girlfriend, I've been hitting up Dollar General on its clearance on FOID and toiletry on food. Okay, that's the type of food and toiletries I like. I understand. I still have to do, today is what, Wednesday. I have to do, because last week I didn't get around to it. I'm trying not to skip it. I do have to come over here and do the they're gonna be all live streams, the deal for Walgreens and CVS. Their deals, they not so great. They don't went down for his them doing their deals and stuff. Things went higher and not a lot of coupons and stuff. But Walgreens has been having some good deals. So yes, Lena, stock up as much as you can. Stock up as much as you can. Okay. So with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. Thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate it so much. Make sure you are watchful. Make sure that you try to do as much as you can till I have to deal with individuals, not to scare anybody, not to have nobody side-eyeing nobody or anything like that you may know, and you probably like, okay, is she really my friend? Is he really my friend? None like that. It's just something that we have to be cautious about, and I say that because the world is changing. People have changed, and they're changing more and more, and it's just the way people are. It's just individuals, because what, people run the world, right? It's just something we have to be mindful of, especially when you're talking about something as valuable as having food, water, and supplies. You have to understand that in a time of need, people will change. People you know, people you love, people that you would never think. People will change. Look at some of the people's actions that they show you every day. They change. Like I say, if people will get up and know that they're not genuine and being religious, that's playing with God. And you know you're not genuine, and you know that's playing with God. And there's a lot of those people in this world. And you just have to be careful, no matter what your faith is, no matter what your religion, no matter how long you've known a person, no matter none of that. You have to be watchful, because we live in a world where there's good people. There's a lot of good people. There's a lot of honest people. But there is a lot of people that is not of that. Okay? So, pray about it. Remember, there's only one true God. There's only one God. No matter what your faith is. I know other people have different, they use different names to call God's name. It's just different languages, but it means the same. There's one God, and his name is Jehovah, and he is a honest God. Okay? So, that is something that we all have in common. We have one God. Unless your beliefs is something else, you got people that worship other things. That is whatever. But the way I look at it, there is one God, and he has a name, and his name is Jehovah. And he's not going to favor, things that favor you for things that we already know we need to be doing. Sometimes if it's positive and something that's helpful and it's been brought in your path, you have to look at that, because God could have guided and made it a way for it to be in your path. Now what you do with that, that's totally up to you. That's totally up to you. But at the end of it, if you make the wrong decision, you can't say, I did not know. You can't say that. It's more of you chose to do this because you thought it was important than to do what's actually important. And that's being responsible for you, your household, and understanding that this world is made up by man and imperfect individuals. And what's going on in that big place up in the other state and all these laws and stuff being changed, these food prices done increased. You don't get half of the amount of food for the amount that you're paying for. All these food recalls, people in charge and changing things for that benefits only them and the people like them, birds of feathers that's flocking together. You got to try to help yourself, because that's the world we're in. That's the world we're in. You're putting all your eggs and you're putting your whole self in the hands of people that is already showing you what it's gonna be like if something were to go sideways. So if you feel like it's okay to be told to go line up and get some crackers or something that you don't know where they came from or whatever it is, because you didn't try to help yourself, and you're okay with that, issued out little bottles of water and stuff on somebody else's time, and if something were to happen, if that was a disaster. Now keep in mind, I will say this. When I say, and then I'm going to get off of here, we won't always be prepared. Because sure as I'm talking to you right now, God forbid, but something could happen, I may have to leave my house and leave everything out and stocked up. But where I would get a peace of mind at is I do have bug out bags to kind of carry us a little bit. That's just ready to go. But what I will have my peace of mind is, can't nobody in my house say, I didn't try. My kids can't say, Mom, you're supposed to take care of me. You didn't try. Why didn't you get why? They can't say that. That's where a peace of mind, because some things is out of our control. Will be out of our control. Can't nobody say, I didn't try. So if we had to leave and leave all this behind and it got destroyed, I can do that once we get to safety with a smile, because I know I tried. Okay? I know I tried. I'm more worried about getting into a fight with the black man out on a family trip. Okay. Better stock up like Joseph in the Bible. That's what we was talking about that earlier, Lena. I told them if they haven't watched that account, because somebody came in here and said, I can't remember what that person said. About it's not Christian like to not help someone in need. But there's accounts in the Bible. Then I gotta say, I'm not talking about people that could not, that would not, do anything. I'm talking about the able-bodied people. It's different things. Look at Noah. How Noah was trying to warn people and stuff to get in the ark and stuff. It's just people that's not gonna listen. And if they don't listen, you supposed to just give them your supplies? No. Look at Joseph in the Bible. He prepared food for he gathered food for 7 years. You can't that I had to change my way of thinking on that. You can't. Because people will do everything they want, come back and use you and take everything they got. Everything you got. You can't do that. And God ain't told you to do that. God has not told you to do that. I was stupid. I was stupid to think I help everybody just because, it's the right thing to do. You think, but I had to think about, I help the children, the elderly, the disabled. Ones that could not and cannot do. But all the able bodies, shaking tail feathers and doing all this other stuff and ain't, can't do it. So y'all, let me get up off of here because for one, I need to go eat. Okay, I haven't ate nothing. To see what be happening. I did not expect to be on here 2 hours and 34 minutes. But the conversation was good. Y'all gave some good information in the chat. I hope I open some people's eyes and I go in depth on certain things because you need to know these things. Everybody that's a Christian ain't a Christian. That may be your first resort. Oh, let me go over to the such and such person that may show you who they really are. You go asking for something. So you got the ones who's crying over food stamps now. Good example. Good example. All these years people was getting food stamps. They wasted them. Some of the women fed grown men that did not want to get out there and work and do anything. But they was in that house, living it up every month, getting all the food stamps, eating all the food, just to go out and go to the side chick that's getting food stamps too, buying crab legs and shrimps and stuff, when you should have been stocking that house with flour, meal, rice, canned vegetables, canned meat, that type of stuff. It's all right to have, a little crab legs and something like that or whatnot. But now that they cutting them, selling the food stamps. Look, selling the food stamps to go buy Jordans or go buy that handbag. Selling the food stamps for that. 9 times out of 10, they wasn't selling them to pay no bill. Now, you ain't with the man. You got to put him on child support just to get the little food stamps and whatnot. Now the food stamps is cut. And they cut in 2 ways. They cut in an obvious way, and they're cut in another way. Because the food's so high in the stores, they might as well be cut in a different way, because you're not going to get the amount of food you used to get with the food stamps. It's so high, and you're getting less stuff in it. I told y'all for years, I wished I could get some food stamps. What, 2020? Or whatever time. Seeds. Vegetable seeds. I don't even know if you can do it now. I'm not sure if it's still going. But vegetable seeds. Fruit trees. You could buy with food stamps. That's going to give you a lot of food. Each year. I told you to container garden. I understand. Before 2020, a lot of people, when they thought about gardening, they thought about that they needed some land, a ground to put it in. But I know for a fact there was some people doing container gardening on here, but a lot was not doing it. Container garden. Put that stuff in 5-gallon buckets. I know for a lot of people that watch me, because y'all have said it, that y'all never thought about growing food in containers. And I know when I searched YouTube and stuff, it wasn't a lot of people doing it. 2020, I started doing gardening. And I told y'all, even then, if you do it in containers, you can get more food. Around that time, they was really putting it out there that you can buy fruit trees and stuff with the food stamps. Remember? A lot of people was even getting those pandemic food stamps and stuff. Along with the stimulants. Seeds and stuff. Ain't no way if you was getting food stamps, you shouldn't have a lot of vegetable seeds. In the Ziploc bag and some in the deep freezer. In the freezer. You shouldn't. There's no way you should not have. You should have a lot of seeds. And if you in a home, because they got a lot of HUD homes and stuff, back in the day, you would think, I can't even say that, because when I was little, and my granny was getting food stamps for me and my brothers, we didn't stay in no HUD home or nothing. No apartment. When I say that, well, maybe kind of hard. No. A lot of people got homes where they got a little front yard and a little backyard. So it's no excuse why you should not have. And miss me with it. It's hard to grow stuff. Put that stuff in some dirt. Stop thinking you gotta have all this stuff that people done told you so they can make some money. Put that stuff in some dirt that's got some perlite in it, some potting soil, okay? In that bucket, put some holes in the bottom, put that food in there and water it. And watch it. If some bugs or something get on it, research how natural way to get the bugs off. If not, you may have to go and get you some 7 spray. You got to do what you got to do. Water it. Yeah, sunlight is going to do the rest. Don't make it hard. A lot of people make it hard for people to grow food. You got to have the 10-10-10 and the 5-5-5 and the 5-3-2 and all that. I don't do none of that mess. Keep it simple. That is the same stuff in the same bottle with a different name on it and different numbers on it so you can go buy it. Simple as that. That's other ways to have food. That's other way. Hey, Liz, my friend is in here. Hey, honey. there's other ways. There's other ways to have food. And I am literally in full gear. Full gear. It's too much of China and Venezuela talk for me. It's too much of different things happening for me that I'm in full swing. And you will see it in some of the live streams. You will literally see it in some of the live streams. I'm not finna, nope. It is what it is. So you have to choose what is more important. Is you going to live the way of the world? You're going to think, you're going to try to keep up with the Joneses? You want to live like everybody else say? Or is you going to do something, that's helpful? Look at these people in these other places. These other countries and stuff. Look at how they live. Some people ain't got food. Some people is in the garbage. Some people, it's just sad. They don't have no type of help. But you can be over here and everybody think that because you are over here that nothing will never happen. But that's where you go back to the Bible. God said in the last days, it will be critical times, hard to deal with. So what that tell you, no matter where you are in the world, what he says in his book is going to happen. And we don't know when. We can see it's building up, but that can go for decades longer. Are you willing to risk your well-being for a good time? I'm not saying don't have good times. I'm not saying enjoy yourself. But if you enjoying yourself and you don't have 6 months worth of food at least in your house stocked up in a prepper's pantry, then your priorities are wrong. Simple as that. Especially if you know you have children and elderly. Shoot yourself. Hold up, that didn't even come out right. I did not say shoot yourself. I'm saying shoots. As if you don't have food for yourself. So that's why I said, if you don't have food for kids, elderly, or shoot yourself for that matter. That's what I mean. I know the way I talk, it comes out in a different way. I'm not telling nobody to shoot themselves. I wasn't even saying it in that manner. It's not SHOOT. When we say back home, we say shoots, or either like shucks for yourself, or we'll say shoots for yourself. So it's just a figure of speaking. Credit Girl say, I understand your talk. Okay, I had to clear that up because some people be like, did she just say that? No, it just comes out that way. But y'all get what I'm saying. So I mean, Liz laughed. Liz is the one, is my friend I told you just stay literally off my street turning. I'm at her house. So, hey Liz, thank you for coming in, honey. But yeah, that's what that's where I am. That's how I think, you know. And for everybody that's religious, you know, you don't have to be religious. You just know these things. You done heard people say that these things are gonna happen. You done heard people quote that from the Bible that these things are gonna happen. So why can't that be your avenue? That don't take it from me, don't take it from them, don't take it from him, don't take it from her. Take it from, if you don't take nothing else, what the Bible say. These things are gonna happen. Again, if you don't know about Joseph in the Bible and the 7 years of famine and the 7 years that he collected food, go read that. If you one that ain't never picked up your Bible, don't pick it, don't know, then go to Google and type up like Bible account Joseph 7 years of famine. And it should, out of whatever pull up, it should. I did a video where I read it to y'all. But I can't even remember what video that is. It's been a while that I read the thing straight from the Bible to you. So let that be, if it's nothing else, let that be that there's going to be some hard times coming. I don't know when, you don't know when. But let that be your starting ground. That way you don't have to take it from nobody else. You taking it from God himself. We just trying to prepare and trying to see and discern what's going on. We don't know the time of day or anything that it may happen. We don't know how it may happen. We see it's hard now. Food and stuff is expensive. And in my house, us trying to eat right, I go through so much yogurt and cottage cheese for 5 people. One tub ain't enough for you to get a good serving. And then you take with, we all have GERD in here. I don't have a gallbladder, so I have to watch what I eat. That's putting us on specific things. Why would I take those things and not try to get things that we need and then risk me having to depend on someone else to give me what they want to give me? Why would I do that? Why would I not see that? People that have specific eating habits, you know that if you got diabetes, if you got blood pressure issues, look what happened to me a couple weeks ago when I told you I had to go to the hospital. All because I got so busy and went days of eating once a day. Only to find out I'm not diabetic, but my blood sugar will run very low, and that's dangerous. So why won't I try to put stuff in the house that if something happened and I can't get to a store or it's too expensive or something, I'm not good to nobody if my blood sugar is low. And I'm not a diabetic. You don't have to be a diabetic to have low blood sugar. My mom's run low. That could be genetics. But as long as I've been putting my foot down and stopping my behind and eating like I should have done today, I haven't done. But as long as I've been doing that, I've been fine. Praying to God and making sure I eat, I've been fine. I said, I was doing it to myself. So if I know these things, and I know that I can go from 10 p.m. that night to 12 p.m. the next day, and blood sugar is in its 70s constantly dropping, I know I don't have that much of a long window. Like some people can go days and not eat and just drink water. And they don't have that problem. I have to do research and know without a gallbladder, that affects certain things. I have anxiety naturally. That affects my blood sugar. So in an emergency situation where you're already stressed, due to anxiety, your blood sugar drops. Then I'm going to sit on my behind and not have food and water in the house and throw the lack of eating on it. And now it's dropped even more. I ain't no good to nobody. I feel horrible I felt horrible when my blood sugar got to 73. And 69, you going into danger zone. And that's hypoglycemic without being a diabetic. So as much as I can stock up, and even my kids, they got to be the same way. If they go long, because they had the same situation. And this was going on when they was in school, but they never caught it. But since I've been knowing it for years, but it just had got to the point where it got a lot worse because I was doing more and not eating. But when they would come home from school and it was nasty food or whatnot, as they said, Kylie would come home sometimes kind of shaking. And that's when she was in elementary school, and she in high school now. So that lets me know when I go back and say, okay, same thing. It dropped. Well, some people don't have that issue. Some people literally can go days and don't have that issue. It's your body's makeup. So that's other reasons. If you are a diabetic, or you have high blood pressure, or you have stomach issues, or whatever the case may be, you gotta understand you can't eat with that. If something happened and everybody is issued out food, they're not gonna go in and say, oh, this person is a diabetic, they can't have this. It's pretty much you get what's available. So it's so many reasons. If you can keep yourself from out in the chaos, if something were to happen, then do it. Listen, I needed this talk. You're absolutely right. Got you, Liz. I'm going to text you as soon as I get off of here, honey. As soon as I get off of here. But it's just, it's something we have to do as responsible human beings. Everybody's stockpile is going to look different. Everybody's. Understand? Whether you get on these platforms and you tell people to stock up, you're a target. So if you don't want to be considered a target, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Anybody that gets on these platforms, whether you show your preps or not, and you let the words come out your mouth to stock food, stock water, stock supplies, you're a target. Because people will come and try to see what you got just because you were saying it. Because 9 times out of 10, they're not going to think, oh, this person just saying it and they didn't stop. If they ain't got nothing so well, but we're going to go and try to see. So you still a target. You still will be watched. If you don't even have your stuff in your home and you got it in another location, trust and believe they can still, somebody going to still be watching. Because in their mind, you is a prepper. You was talking about it. So if you don't want that type of, attention, then just do and don't say. But the minute you say, like some people say they tell when they go out, if I know where I'm from, it's a small town, almost everybody know everybody. You can be telling somebody in line, hey, are you stocking up, or you this, that, and the other, and 3 people back, somebody know you. Know you or know of you, and ain't saying nothing. And they go back and say, hon, let me tell you, I saw such and such and such, and she was talking to somebody about prepping. I didn't say nothing to her. I didn't let her know I knew who she was. People keep that in the back of their mind. And you never knew that this person knew you. They heard your conversation when you was asking somebody else. Something happened. Oh, you remember I told you she was saying, let's go get such and such now. That what Pookie and Peanut now. Tell them to get over here. I got something for them. I know where we can get some meat or something. It ain't no guarantee, but she was warning somebody. And I know where she live. Y'all go ahead and get some of your friends and go over there and take everything she got. I'm telling you from how I know people are, especially in a small town. So you may be innocently just talking to somebody about it. The minute you let them words come out your mouth, if people hear it, even the person you're talking to, you're a target. It just is what it is. Because you don't understand how people get when they hungry. They stomach licking they back. They gonna go all out And the body's going to go into survive and protect mode naturally. But once it's out of that mode, it's, you're going to have to get something in it. It only going to stay in that mode for, it only got enough energy to stay in that mode for only so long. You're going to need something. People will become desperate, and they will get, they don't care who they take from. It's just how it is. It's just literally how it is. You know? So with that, let me get up off of here. It's almost been 3 hours. Let me get up off of here. And I will talk to y'all in the next one if it's God's will. Thank y'all for coming in. Let me see something. Oh, okay. So my top fans, Tanya Reynolds, #1. Carla Patterson, #2. And Mid Brown came in as #3. Okay, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Let me see. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. So with that being said, I will see y'all in the next one in a little bit. Y'all take care. Love y'all. And make sure you pray and prep. Okay? Bye.